N.U.B.Y. N.U.B.Y.net.
Any of the thoughts and opinions shared on this show belong solely to the members of the cast. This is not a reflection of our families, friends, or employers. These are just our thoughts and views and aren't intended for anything further than entertainment and information for our viewers and listeners. N.U.B.Y for life. Thank you. Welcome to episode 6 of the N.Crowd podcast. I'm your host, J Love, aka Fly95, and I'm here with the gang. I got Eric Bernard here with me and my boy Jay Hayes. How y'all doing?
Chilling.
Good,
Living.
family. Good. Can't complain.
Man, yes sir. Now I know y'all fresh back, just touched down back in the mill. So I know y'all had a busy week as far as me, man. It was real laid back. I did get a couple nice cops when it comes to the sneaker game, man. That's gonna be on some other content coming very soon. But man, tell me about this H-Town trip, man. How was it out there?
Beautiful, man. Weather was great. 80 plus every day we was out there. Whenever the gang gets together, man, it's just always a good time. You know, the brothers been together, man, over 20 years now, which is crazy. So, you know, we hadn't done a trip with the fellas only in a long time. So much needed. You know, we got a chance to not only just tear up the city, but we got a chance to catch up with each other and fellowship, break bread, all that, man. So
That was most important. That was
the most important part. And then, man, I gotta get back hydrated, fam.
We gotta stay hydrated, boss.
We had a good time, man, you know. But it was a great time. What you say, E? What you think?
I was like, I don't think we did that, man, since like intramural travel league, 20 plus years, dog. I mean,
Right.
It was the whole gang out there, man. We all went to the same college. We all kind of kicked it back, and like we known each other when we was broker than a joke, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have, all we had was aspirations and a meal plan, boss, in school.
Purple points.
Man, purple points, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas don't know about the purple points.
Man, who you telling, man? Go Warhawks, man. Go shout out to all my Warhawks out there, man. Shout out to the Willies. But
we was
man,
missing one though. We was missing one. We missing Theron. Theron ain't get to make
we
it.
missed the Ron. Yeah. But we party for him for sure, though. Before I actually got to Houston, I was in Dallas. Again, I was on that all my exes live in Texas tour for the Save the Children, you feel me? So we got some good traction out there, man. Lot of love out there from all my Texas peeps, man. We actually stumbled upon a business opportunity too that it's a big deal that we're gonna be bringing to the city, man. For all my designers, all my people that's trying to get it how they live. Me, Hayes, one of my boys, Epitome, a guy Khaled, we were all kind of chopping and kind of bringing up an opportunity that's going to help a lot of brands, up and coming brands in the city. So not only are we trying to get it how we live, we getting some knowledge, getting some connections, and we actually bring it back to the city. I don't know, Hayes, you want to touch on any of that? That was a good feeling, man.
You explained it very well because we got some talented people here that with some nice brands, and you know, people that just like won't have mom and pop shops, you know what I'm saying, that need the resource of, and it's just a wholesaler, right? We don't have the access to that. So you know, we made some connections. Shout out to E for planting the seed, and you know, hopefully in the next year or so, maybe even sooner, you know, that plan will come to fruition. And we have somewhere where we all can brand owners can go and you know, be hands on with our brands and stuff. So, yeah.
And also, before I forget, man, I want to shout out a couple of establishments that showed us mad love when we was in Houston. Kiss, we had a bomb dinner spot at Kiss. Went to Kiss. Where we go to Atlas. We had the camp. Oh man, I can probably keep going on
50,
and on.
15.
But 50-15. I could probably keep going, man. And all this stuff just ran together, but it was all black owned establishments, man. Really dope vibes, really dope people in Houston, man. I can't speak.
Shout out to Beans. Beans is like the ultimate connection guy, man. He had some place to place, and he just does it, you know, like out of for the love and effortlessly. So shout out to Beans, man.
Okay, now question is, so I ain't get to make it out there with y'all. I had to take care of some stuff here. But let's say, okay, I'm from the mill, going out to Texas, going out to Houston. Give me a rundown of where I should be for brunch, for dinner, and for the nightlife. If you could do the best of it, the best of those three, give me brunch. Where am I starting my day at?
Breakfast
And it's so
clubs.
hard. It's so hard, break. You really can't miss, dog,
Yeah.
because it's so heavily populated with
But the most popular
all of.
spot is the Breakfast Club, right, though?
Yeah, that was probably the most popular spot. But like say sometimes we go to spots and they a couple hours out or they a couple hours in.
Okay.
We go to the next spot and we locked and loaded like ain't nothing to help. We start swag surfing with pancakes and berries, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it was just like it was a really good vibe, dog. Like yeah, I would say that was a vibe. I would say you definitely have to go get the jerk lamb chops at Kiss. Oh my
Yes.
God,
Okay. Okay.
that changed my life, boss. Did you have that, Hayes?
Yeah, that's what I had too, bro. The
Oh my
jerk.
God, that
That's,
changed my life, man.
if you ain't a spicy guy, that jerk is crazy. Like I
Yeah.
dipped it once and it
Mm,
was a wrap for me. I couldn't take it, bro. Too
Oh,
hot.
crazy
Pause.
okay.
work. Yeah.
All right, now
But
where I'm ending my night at. So I'm at Breakfast Club, I'm at Kiss, then where I'm ending my night at.
50-15, bro.
50,
50
15. Then they
15.
got some after parties for the after parties, man.
Go
That's a
get
whole
one.
other story.
Oh,
But yeah, dog, like it's a vibe, man. It's a vibe.
okay.
They kick it 24/7 around the clock there too, dog. So if you ain't used to the bouncing, you stop at one spot for an hour, everybody be
Mm,
here for 2 hours, and they go to the next spot for 2 hours, or then they go to the next spot for an hour. I
okay.
think the longest time we spent in the spot, hey, was maybe 2 to 3 hours, maybe.
Yeah, the Super Bowl Atlas
The
probably.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
Atlas, we was probably there for 3 hours, maybe, you know.
Man,
So
perfect transition, man. That's the biggest talk right now. Super Bowl 59 just went down. Quick, well, real quick, I was gonna ask y'all where y'all saw that. So y'all saw it in Atlas out. Y'all was
Atlas,
out in
yeah,
H Town, saw it at Atlas. So what was the vibe like for the nightclub type of scene for a Super Bowl? Like what was that like?
it was a vibe, man. We was actually outside, patio love, big stupid screen, super dope environment,
Yeah.
fellas, ladies,
Black
no
on.
foolishness, man, black on. And then all the workers kind of they picked the side. They either was with the Eagles or they was with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Okay,
Yeah, and that
okay.
was that was a good situation right there.
But it,
Um,
it, it was like more so like there were some spots that were like super cracking and we was like we really want to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Like so they had some spots that was having like Super Bowl parties, but you ain't gonna really
Okay.
be into the game. Like we was watching the game, we
Right,
got a
right.
chance to sit down, we got a chance to eat, we got a chance to hoop, whatever we wanted to do, right? And like it wasn't a whole bunch of people in your way, you know what I'm saying? So it was
Mm-hmm.
actually a really nice vibe, and I'm glad we picked that spot because the other spots they're talking about lines around the corner, da 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 da. But like Atlas was actually pretty perfect in my opinion to watch the game and have a good vibe. So if you're ever in
Man.
Houston, check them out. And they fairly new. I think they only been open for a couple months.
yeah,
Okay, that's what's up. Now for me, I got a chance to watch the game in my happy place, man. If you don't know, that's my basement. Big
Mm-hmm.
screen TV, nice couch, surround sound. I got to immerse myself in the game. My kids wasn't tripping. They was on iPads and whatnot doing their thing. And hey, it was fried chicken. Fried chicken and football. I ain't mad at that. We ain't had
Yeah.
no get together. I just had my fried chicken, had the football, and my commercials and my halftime show. So now
Yeah.
Super Bowl 59, the score ended 40-22. The Eagles defeated the Chiefs. Now that 40-22 is not a statement of how that game really went. Them last scores at the end of the game, no, this was a dominant victory by the Eagles. Jalen Hurts and that defensive line, the standouts for me, the X factors, and not just the defensive line, but the entire team. Uh, Early on, the first quarter they ended up 7-0. Philly was up, and I kind of in my head was like, oh, okay, Mahomes done been here before.
Too close.
Yeah, it's too close. They compare him to Brady. Brady done been down like in that Super Bowl when he was down against the Falcons. So I'm like, ooh, it's not over. But Philly dominated the time of possession in that first quarter. They couldn't get Saquon going, but they was just dinking and dunking, short passes, just moving down the field how they wanted to, but they was taking up a lot of time. Now in the second quarter is when they got to kind of putting hands on Mahomes.
Hands and
So
feet.
man, hands and feet, put belt to ass on Mahomes in that second quarter. So
Yeah,
Boy,
it wasn't looking good. It definitely didn't look
he
good.
man, that defensive line of the Eagles, man, they all could have shared the MVP of that game. So in that second quarter, he threw the pick six to my guy. I can't think of the name. Cooper DeJean or Dejean. I think it's DeJean or Dejean, something like that. But the cool thing about that, it was his 22nd birthday. So dude caught a pick six on his 22nd birthday in the Super Bowl. Heck
that's
of a way
crazy.
to celebrate your birthday,
That's
man.
dope.
He
That's
probably
super dope.
got
Yeah.
all the love to
Was
the
that
club.
was that the pick where Mahomes got I got on bait and he got hit and then he got hit and then he went back?
And
Yeah.
then
Oh, he
Was that
uh,
one?
a
He,
T-Pain.
and he got
what is that?
slapped. And was that the interception that he?
You know me.
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was,
Yeah, he was cooked,
but
dog.
but the one shining moment for the Chiefs was they was locking up the run. Saquon couldn't get it going. But the thing is, he did all that heavy lifting all regular season to help get them there. But no, they wasn't letting Saquon have nothing at that
Yeah.
point. Then
Yeah.
hometown hero, Brown Deer alumni Zach Bond had the interception on Pat Mahomes, dude. Now he from the
Wasn't like a
crib.
tip.
Man, I didn't
Yep,
even know that,
yep.
boss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
from the crib.
Yeah.
He was from West Bend, and then he transferred to Brown Deer High School his junior year. So he finished out high school playing for Brown Deer. One
That's
of my
dope.
coworkers was his football coach. So yeah, that was a big
Yeah.
deal
That's
in our
dope.
district that Zach Bond was out there. He was actually a quarterback in high school, and then he switched to defense in college. So it's crazy. So, but yeah, he
Man.
got an interception in that game, and they ended the halftime up 24-0. That's when I started feeling kind of comfortable. And I'm saying I got comfortable because if you watched our last show, I said I was rooting for the Eagles, even though I thought they was going to just give it to the Chiefs because everybody been saying the refs is on their side too. But I really wanted the Eagles to win. So when it's 24-0 at halftime, I'm like, all right, cool. Now we can breathe a little bit. Then it was the halftime show. We're going to skip the halftime show. We'll come back to that because that's a whole other discussion right there. But in the third
I was down there
quarter,
salty when that 24 went up. Everybody around us was like, "Eagles fly, bird fly."
yeah.
And you know, I mean, I was pro Chiefs, man. So
The whole Atlas was going for
the whole
the
Atlas was going
Eagles
for
for the
the
most
Man.
part. It was a couple, of Chiefs fans in there, but ain't they both from Texas? Are they both from Jalen Hurts? And where they from?
I know Mahomes went to college in Texas. I'm not
Tech.
sure
He
where.
went to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Yep.
Texas
I know.
boys.
No, I know he
But
went to Oklahoma, and then he transferred. No,
he went
was
to
at
Oklahoma and Alabama, I think.
Alabama, then
Don't
transferred to
quote me,
Oklahoma.
but I think he went to both. Yep.
Yeah, because Tua he got benched for Tua in the championship game,
Yep.
and then he transferred to Oklahoma after that.
And then I would say, so we just like I said, we're gonna come back to the halftime show, but second half was just more of the same. It was more of this coverage defense taking over because a standout stat after the game is the Eagles never blitzed the Chiefs one time during the entire game.
Really?
No blitzes for the whole game. The whole time they was just sending four. They defensive line, which allowed them to have 7 players just back in coverage. So it's like, and the Chiefs kind of dug that hole to the point that they wasn't even trying to run the ball no more. So the Eagles was like, cool, we could just sit back and wait on the pass. We gonna play good enough coverage defense that your line ain't gonna be able to hold up against our 4, and somebody gonna break through. They had what was his name? Sweat was breaking through, creating pressure. That whole line, all 4 of them was at some point created some point of pressure. Then another standout thing, Travis Kelce wasn't looking like himself. I don't think he had a reception. I don't know if he had one in the first half, but it was like they was like dumbfounded going into halftime. When they came out, it was just more of the same. They was getting coverage sacks. They ended up sacking Mahomes 6 times without ever sending a blitz, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Hey, you down 24, dog. It's just like it let all the air out, bro. It's like I look up and
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got it.
And Ryan Clark was saying they ain't got the threats like they used to have out there as receivers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So them cats ain't running them great routes. So like you said, they getting coverage sacks because cats can't get open. And that really showed yesterday. And when you got a good defense, they're gonna expose you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And quiet as kept too. They were saying that the Chiefs actually had been squeaking by all year, all these little random games.
Yep.
But now when they down, it's just like this is what they were supposed to get. That's what everybody was
Mhm.
saying. I wasn't trying
Yeah.
to hear it at the time, but that's what they were saying.
And if you what you had to do with them, which is what the Eagles did, you gotta just beat them. You can't let the refs put their imprint in the game. If it's a close game and the refs get to kind of like get to sway a call here or there, the Chiefs way, it's a wrap. You're gonna probably lose. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna give Mahomes the benefit of the doubt in most of the situations. So you gotta come stomp them out the gate.
Yeah.
And even if the refs do get involved, the mountain is too large to climb at that point. You feel what I'm saying? So
Shout out to the Eagles though, right? That they did their thing. I don't want to take nothing from them, but this was a one-off game. We ain't never seen Mahomes like this before. So
you ain't never seen a defense like that play Mahomes. That defense is the number one defense in the league, bro. For a reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
They put all them hands on that young man.
Good. I give you that. I give you that.
You see how they did us?
It was almost sad to see at a certain point. It was like, man, like we put Mahomes, and I say we because I say a lot of football fans, we kind of put him on this pedestal like he the next one. This is the new Tom Brady. He that dude. And then to see him go down like this, like I said, even though I wanted the Eagles to win, I was like, man, I hope they're going to fight a little bit. So in that second half, in that fourth quarter, when Worthy got that touchdown for the Chiefs, it was like, it's too little too late. They was comfortable by then. Like the game was already out of reach. They was already kind of cheering and celebrating on the sideline. At one point, the defensive players was like whooping somebody butt on the sidelines. Like, they knew they was, belt the ass. It was like they knew it was over. It was like, man, we could just sit back and let this time ride on this. They're not going to be able to score enough against us at the end. So it just ended. So Jalen Hurts ended up getting the MVP with 3 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, and then 1 rushing touchdown with a signature play, the brotherly shove, which is where they just all pile up and give them a tush push right at the goal line. I think he was definitely worthy of getting that MVP. Like I said, that defensive line could have got it, but who would you have gave it to? It would have been a tie with all 4 of them. So I think if you had to pick one individual, Jalen Hurts was the guy, and I think he lived up to the expectations and proved a lot of people wrong because during the season it was like, well, can he pass? Because he had Saquon carrying all that load, and he kind of showed like, I'm able to do what the game asked me to do. If Saquon is getting it going and that's the first option, who am I to start passing the ball if he got it going? But now, you taking away this option, now I'm going to show you that I can pass. And I'm going to pass very well. I'm going to be accurate. Yep.
He was killing, bro.
And I'm going to show you I can scramble a little bit. Right. He got an arm, and I'm going to get a little elusive. If you drop back too much, I'm going to take that 5 yards. I'm going to take that 10 yards on that scramble. So he was kind of showing you a little bit of everything right there. And I don't know how much people be locked into like social media, but Jordan Brand, because he's a Jordan Brand athlete, they dropped a Love Hurts little highlight little clip after he got the MVP, which was well put together, and they kind of honored him getting that MVP. It was a lot of rumors that he was going to wear the Jordan 1 Bread unbanned cleat that was premiering. They popped up on Twitter saying he'd have it on, but instead he did have on the white and green Jordan 11 cleats. Yeah, I thought it would have been cool if he would have wore the unbanned and did that, but at the same time, it's the Super Bowl. Wear what you comfortable. Don't switch up the technique. Don't put on something you ain't used to doing. And then also speaking of attire, they showed Mahomes walking into the Super Bowl game in a Philadelphia Eagles green suit. And all the commentators like, oh, he's diabolical. The nerve of this guy walking in with the green on, this and that. Like, they was like geeking it up. Like, and then it was like, so-and-so on the team. I don't know if they say Andy Reid, but somebody had on all black. They're coming to this funeral tonight and this and this and that. Man, and it just went the whole other way.
You know, the sports guys don't like that, man. You know, like, don't come in there cocky, man. Be humble. If you don't go handle business. But you coming in there trying to mock us like you just finna come sweat us like that. Like we ain't worthy opponents. Man, we see that like even in bowling, when you feel like you throw the best shot, you almost walk away before the ball hit the pins.
Yep.
The bowling guys don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
They'll give you the
Slide,
worst.
stand up.
Yeah, so like you got to be humble,
Man.
man, and I feel like that was a little classless in my opinion. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's all history now. But
One
looking
thing I
back,
like
go ahead.
one thing I like to see is like when team like Saquon, they say the running back position has like lost its pizzazz, right? Saquon said, "No, like give me that ball. We can't pass. Give me that ball." And he did. He switched teams. The New York wasn't jamming with him. He
Yeah,
switched teams, and he
Mm-hmm.
went and found him a ring, dog. So I love to see that, dog. Like I was listening to Emmett. I was in Dallas and had Emmett Swift on the radio, and they were saying how um the running back position is kind of leaving and, everybody going to, passing and catching and all of that. And Saquon is here to say, hey, man, I put this team on my back, boss. And he didn't really perform like that in the Super Bowl, but everything else he did. So I think he was he was a couple 100 yards away from breaking
Setting a season record.
setting a
Yeah.
season record in
Yep.
total
And
yards.
yep. And he had the option. They
anybody?
showed yeah, I want to say it was like
Oh,
Eric Dickerson's record. Don't quote me
Oh,
on that,
wow,
but I think it was Eric Dickerson. But yeah, it was going to be the most in a single season, and he had the
wow,
opportunity to do it. They showed he was mic'd up during that game when a coach asked him like, "Hey, you want to get back out there and get it?" And they show you what kind of dude he is. He was like, "Nah, man, let them young dudes eat," because he knew like it was a game that they already had wrapped up. It wasn't nothing for him to prove. They was already making it to the playoffs. And he just gave that record up like, man, let them young dudes get out there and get some
yeah,
clock out there. So real dude, he did. Like I
yeah,
said, it didn't look like it in the Super Bowl, but he did that heavy lifting to help get them there. So he played his part, even though a lot of people was mad they didn't hit their parlays. They had him at over 80 yards or hitting that 100. He ain't hit that hundo this time. But like I said, he did what he needed to do. And they did go to him enough just to keep the Chiefs,
yeah.
honest. Like we
Honest,
ain't gonna
for sure.
we gonna make you fear that we might run this ball. So I like that they didn't like just ice him all the way out. But
Yeah.
another thing that's what was you gonna say, Hayes?
I was gonna say I like the Saquon Barkley story, like the comeback story. You know
Uh
what I'm saying? He had that gruesome injury a couple years
yeah.
ago, right? Came back like as a brand new dude, man, and you like to see that because people was counting him out, like he'll never be the same and all that. And they kind of felt like that, But he came back, bro, and like this was one of the greatest seasons we've ever witnessed, in our lifetime as a running back. And he was just a very, like, you could tell he was like damn near the engine behind that whole team. He was always showing emotion, always showing, and this is his second year on this team, right? And he just first year, right? First year on
Yeah,
this team.
first year.
And he just, came in as a leader and knowing what he had to do. And I feel like low key, he was my MVP for this year, this season. Low key. I like Josh Allen. Josh Allen killed. But my humble opinion, I think it was Saquon, bro.
Man,
That
don't
might
even give
be a
me
sore topic. That might be a sore
man.
topic, man.
Don't even
I
get
said
me
mine.
started
I
on
said mine.
I know.
Said mine.
But don't get me started on this
I know,
MVP.
I know,
I didn't
I
even
know,
want to
I
have
know.
this topic.
I think we talked
Man.
about how you gonna be all pro number one and
Hey,
then get looked
they
over.
said this the first time, and it's crazy because I feel like I personally jinxed my player because I said it in the episode. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's 2025. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first time ever." And sure
Yeah.
enough, the
It
first time in NFL history they did that. He lost the MVP vote by 4 votes.
Tell them
They
who
had
we
a
talking
couple
about, though.
people. Oh, Lamar Jackson lost
Yeah.
the MVP in the NFL regular season to Josh Allen by 4 votes. And it was crazy because it was people that was arguing. Some of the commentators on ESPN was talking, I think, to Dan Orlowski because he's a voter. And they was asking him, why did he split his vote? And when I say split votes, he voted for Lamar Jackson as the first team quarterback on the All-Pro team, but he gave his MVP vote to Josh Allen. And he was trying to give like this narrative of why he did what. And they was eating him up for it. And I agree. Like, you can't say, I feel like he's the best quarterback in the league, but another quarterback is the MVP. Like, it don't add up. Like I said, I feel like I was the only person that said, yeah, this might happen like that. And I feel like I jinxed you. Lamar Jackson, if you ever see this clip, man, I don't know if you're watching, but if you see this, my bad, bro. I jinxed you. We gonna run it back next year, man. Hey, man, my bad, man. We got it, dog. You know you should have that MVP, man. Hey, see, even
Tell
nephew
him,
in the back. Yep. Kobe heard that. He know Lamar's supposed to have that. Look at nephew.
That's the producer. I see you,
Yeah.
nephew.
Say
Shout
what's
out
up.
to nephew.
Say what's up, uncles.
Working our audio team.
What
Say
up,
again.
Ness?
Hey.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Got your pajamas on?
Mm-hmm.
Eat your noodles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say hi to the
Nephew
fans.
got that. Hey, he got that Philly. Hey, he got that Philly green on, man.
Yeah, got that
He's
Philly
with the
green on.
EAGLES Eagles.
Don't spell it like the other fans are spelling. You see, like two
What?
people spelled it wrong this week.
Yeah, no,
Like
that was
Oh.
crazy.
on live TV.
Live TV.
Oh man.
Hey, shout out to the
man.
resident sports analyst, Mac Tay. Mac Tay did say that Josh Allen was his MVP though.
He did. He did.
And I gave him some smooth stuff for it, but he said that.
And, man, yeah, Mac Tay, you wrong for that, bro. You part of it. You part of that, man. Cause you said the same thing after he won that too, that he should still win it. You part of the problem, man. Get yourself together. No. Shout out Mac Tay, man.
Yeah.
But back to the game itself. One of the sights to see that was real funny to me though is they showed Taylor Swift in the stand. She was with Ice Spice. Man, they booed the mess out of her. Philly dominated that audience, that crowd. Like those fans showed that they definitely can get up and move with their team. And they went all down to New Orleans and represented, man. But yeah, they booed the mess out of her. My question, and I ask y'all is this the end? Like a lot of people thought that whole relationship was all business. Like we gonna put her with one of the top people on the America's hottest team and this and that. Like, is it just a facade? Is it over now that they didn't win, or y'all think this was a real love connection and they like that?
I think all them big boy relationships just be temporary, boss. Like how many big boy relationships, and I say big boy meaning big person
high
on
profile.
one side, high profile on the other, and they come together. Like they don't really last, man. Like, Hov and B probably the biggest that we seen last. Probably, but I don't think they last long, man. I think they alpha dogs, whether they female or male. I just think it'd be alpha dogs, and it's just like, look, I don't need this. I don't need you no more. Yeah. And they let her. It's gonna last.
And they let her know that they was not with it. Some of the other celebrity guests that was there, old Trump, he was there. They showed him. He was there. Hov was there. B was there. Kevin Hart was there. Trying to think, it was a whole bunch of actors that I know they face, but I don't know what their name is. What was you gonna say? Hey?
Did you hear what Trump said about Taylor Swift? He said when she got booed, he gonna say it was the MAGA people that booed her. I can't stand dude. He tweeted that though. He said MAGA booed her, bro. I said, man, shut up, bro. That was absolutely the Eagles fans. It wasn't nothing to do with no MAGA.
Trump, the most Twitter fingerist president we never had, man. You just get up and just get to tweeting.
Just be saying all kinds of hey, sit down.
I got a question. So like we all call it Twitter still, even though it's called X. So if you call it X, what is it called? If you're not tweeting, you Xing?
I don't know, bro.
I never heard nobody say what that is. It's like I'm over here Xing.
I X that.
I'll get that.
X that bit. All my exes.
Okay, so now we talk overall, before we move on to this halftime show. Overall, how did you like the game? And I know, like I said, y'all was out in the club. I lead off. I thoroughly enjoyed the game, and I know a lot of people said the game itself was boring because it was never close. No, I like seeing that show that defense put on. I like seeing that offense battle against the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense is no slouch either. They got the number one run defense, which they proved by kind of limiting Saquon. So their defense ain't a slouch. So I enjoyed the game. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a smooth 8.5, 9. I thought it was a entertaining game to me myself. But how did y'all feel about the game as a whole?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I watched the first half like a real fan. And then after the halftime show, we was a couple bottles in by then, boss. And it was they were just out there. Off. Turn the TV off. They were just out there passing it and catching.
Oh man,
talking about Charles Barkley running, ain't he, bro?
Charles Barkley
What'd you
killing
say?
them.
You said
They
Charles
said
Barkley?
Charles Barkley running, ain't he, bro?
Yeah, dog. No, it was blowouts in a Super Bowl game, whether it's a championship game,
Mm,
Super Bowl, whatever the case may be. I just don't think it's good for TV, you know. And I know
mm-hmm,
they're not trying to. I mean, I know the goal is to smut your
Win.
opponent out,
Yeah.
right? To win,
Right.
mm-hmm,
blow them out, do
right.
whatever you need to do. But
Mm-hmm,
just for TV purposes, it just didn't keep my attention. So I just kind of fell to the back and partook in some other foolishness.
mm-hmm.
But
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. That was me.
I'm gonna say, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed seeing the Eagles, dominate like that. Of course, it can get boring. I hate seeing blowout games, but and I'm not a real fan of either team. So now if it was the
Mm-hmm,
Packers doing that, of course I would have been all up in arms and stuff. But it was just good to see um a team dominate, and I didn't want the Chiefs to win, so I was thoroughly satisfied.
mm-hmm.
So overall, I would on the scale I'd probably give it like a 6, maybe.
Okay.
Because I was
Okay.
locked in, but not like super locked in. You feel what I'm saying? Like
And I
I
think
was.
a six in the club is good. If you could give it a 6 in the ambiance of being like out and about,
Yeah,
hey, I ain't mad at that.
yeah, yeah.
And
Um,
they messed my parlay up, so I couldn't give after halftime.
Dude,
But
speaking of parlays, man, Prize picks y'all wrong, man. I tried to put in my
stop.
my parlay like 5 minutes before the game started, and it kept freezing up. I think the world was trying to get
Yeah.
their last little picks in, man. It froze up. I needed to add some money to my little balance to place my bet, man. Then the money got added after the game started, and all my picks said they wasn't valid because the game was already going. So I was real salty at that right there.
D
We
Hop
gonna
D
take a
Hop scored a touchdown, so that was when D Hop scored a touchdown, that helped me out. But nothing else helped me out. We needed a couple more points on the board.
Yeah, man. So now we'll jump back to the middle of the game. We will jump into the halftime show. So for everybody watching, we ain't even got to say who it is. We all knew what was going on. Kendrick Lamar performed the halftime show with special guest SZA. As a breakdown of the show, to recap, he started out with an intro by Samuel Jackson, who played Uncle Sam. The playlist that he did was Bodies, which was a unreleased snippet that was used to advertise the GNX album, but it's not on the GNX album. So he opened with Bodies. He gave us Squabble Up. Then he did Be Humble. He went to DNA. Then he did Euphoria. He went into Man at the Garden, Peekaboo, Luther, all the stars, Not Like Us, and then ended with TV Off. Throughout the show, it was little segments where Uncle Sam would give little statements and make statements, and Kendrick Lamar would respond to him or just speak to the crowd real quick as he transitioned from songs. Also, during this performance, he had dancers in primarily 3 colors in red, white, and blue, who at one point formed to create the American flag. Then he went in the middle and split it and broke it in half. It was a lot of imagery and things going on. What are y'all initial takes? I'm assuming in the bar that were you guys able to hear it? Did they bring down the music around so y'all can hear it?
No,
Either
they
one of
turned
y'all
it
can
up.
lead off. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they definitely
Well,
turned it up, and they actually, it was the main focus of everything.
okay.
In general, I thought I thought it was a really dope show, man. Um,
Okay.
I know I'm pro, I'm kind of anti Kendrick, and just for personal reasons, but to be honest with you, it was a really dope show. I think the performance was more um statement based than a performance. So we're used
Mm-hmm.
to performers putting on the show, dancing and whatnot. And I think in any
Mm-hmm.
big stage Kendrick really been on, he always made statements
Mm-hmm.
damn near like rap activist kind of statements, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And I think that he was very intentive. I mean, how can I say
Intentional.
this? He was very intentional. Yeah, he was very
Mm-hmm.
intentional. Even if some of this stuff was explained or people put 2 on 10 on some of this stuff, if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, then everything was done. He was precise, well thought through, dope performance, man. I watched it again because of course I was on Twitter reading oh, did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
They said this,
Right.
PlayStation, Sony behind them, Apple pushed them. Apple, one of
Mm-hmm.
the big diversity and
Yep.
inclusions, they stood on it. So Apple was gonna let him do what he wanted to do. But I think he
Mm-hmm.
creatively he poked fun at my boy, right? I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But this song, his biggest song that he ever had was him poking fun at my boy. So he had
Mm-hmm.
to do it, right? I know everybody was like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna tease it? Is he not? Like, if you got the biggest song of your career, why wouldn't you do it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just it's a no brainer. So I think it was a valid performance. Like I said, they saying is it one of the best performances ever? I don't necessarily agree about that, but
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he shot that message out and it was very, very political,
Yep.
activist heavy, you know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do for sure.
Hayes, I'm gonna let you go next, but I want to say one thing. Like when you mentioned the question was he gonna perform the song or not, and that was a big question just around the world. But I think what solidified it for me, pause, and let me know that he was gonna perform it is the weekend before. So last weekend when he won the Grammys and he accepted his the final Grammy for it, the fifth one, they played it live on the Grammys and like had like all the words and all these record execs and artists was all chanting and singing it out loud. So I'm like, if you can play it on that live broadcast of that, I was like, oh yeah, then it's definitely in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, he definitely doing this because they played it on there. Because at first it was like you gotta play it because that same song won so many awards, and we gonna get on to that a little later. The awards that was won, but when they let that ride for that whole time, like when he accepted that last one, I was like, oh yeah, he definitely doing this at the Super Bowl. All right, Hayes, your take on the halftime show.
So, low key, bro, like E said, I'm a Drake fan, and I was like, I was back there like this when it started. By the time SZA came out there, bro, I was in there like, I was vibing, bro. Like it was a great show, man. It was a good show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick did his thing, man, and I feel like people who over there criticizing and saying, man, it was whack, it was boring, da 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 da. It ain't for you. His music probably was
Mm-hmm.
never for those people anyway. Like
Right, right.
I've been a Kendrick fan since Session 80. I'm a Drake fan as well. But like,
Mm-hmm.
so I know how Kendrick get down. He has multiple messages
Yeah.
in all this music, and he's heavy on symbolism, metaphors, all that. So he's gonna bring it. And what I meant to do, like he did, I meant to go watch it again because like I said, we
Mm-hmm.
was out last night, so I saw
Mm-hmm.
it. I missed all the symbolism. Of course, there's gonna be people out there that's gonna
Mm-hmm.
point out everything, and I wanted to go back and watch that, but I didn't get a chance to. I was knocked when I got home, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna actually go watch it again. But from what I do remember, from what I saw, it was a great time, great vibe. He did a good job, man, for sure.
I think
Yep.
the sound people was on point too. The
Oh
sound
yeah.
people, like
Oh yeah.
either I don't know if it was Kendrick. I kind of think SZA was on some lip
Cameras,
singing shit though.
sound, all that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think she
yeah.
was.
Mm-hmm.
I think SZA definitely lip sung, but Kendrick breathing, and he didn't have really many ad libs. He was all 100% live.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple little ad libs on the dancing part. I heard him, but for the most part, that sound was valid, dog. So big ups to Kendrick on that, man. Big ups to him.
I say for my recap of it, I agree with both of you. I think it was more of a statement than a performance. If I'm judging the statement made, I'm giving the statement a 10 out of 10. From my standpoint, and of course from my Twitter deep dives, was he was making a comparison to life and the game of life and what's going on right now in the world, where he has Samuel Jackson playing Uncle Sam, who represents the government, the military, the White House, and all of those things. And every time Samuel Jackson said something, it was kind of like what the masses think or what the masses will say, saying things like get in line or play it safe and like doing these things and like kind of trying to tell you how to stay in the box. And he was kind of responding to those with the songs that he chose. A lot of the criticism that I saw was people saying, oh, you got a Super Bowl show dedicated to Drake. Now, is the biggest song dealing with Drake? Yes, it is. Not Like Us is a Drake diss song, but other than that, he dropped Euphoria in there, which was a part of the beat. He did like part of Euphoria, but it's like 10 songs. Them the only two, but everybody that was like criticized was like, oh, this is all about Drake. This all none of them other songs was Drake shots and things like that. To me, now you could say the set list made it so it was like that, but during the time that he released be humble. Nobody thought he was talking about Drake at that time. When he made DNA, nobody took that as a Drake diss. All of
Right.
the stars
Right.
from the Black Panther soundtrack, nobody was thinking about Drake when he made those songs. But now it's like people saying, "Oh man, he did all
Absolutely.
his Drake diss." So it's like
Yep.
it made it so
Yep.
like Hayes said, if he not for you, guess what? He ain't gonna never be for you, and you gonna try to find a way to take a knock at it. So it's
And then
like, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
piggyback off that too, Jay. You can
Mhm.
take anything and spin it to be like, hey, you remember when Drake did this? You remember we said that? He could be
Mhm.
this is Drake right here on this. Like, man, come on,
Yep.
man. People be reaching so much in that stuff, and I agree with you. Of course, he gonna throw his couple little shots
Mhm.
in there. He did that for
Mhm.
sure. But I don't think
Okay,
this
so
whole thing was about Drake. But everybody's
Yeah.
making it about Drake. Go ahead.
okay,
Mhm.
it was a way more than a couple shots. Let's keep it a buck. It was way more
Okay.
than a couple shots. But
What?
to give him his credit though, I think Not Like Us started out. It's all about Drake, right? But I think that
Mhm.
song is turning into something that's bigger than Drake, because he
Mhm.
even said it's bigger than the music, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whether it was like, cause you see that one episode, I mean, the one section of when they was hanging on the corner, right? Or and
Mhm.
the guy was sitting on the street light. They all had gold
Yep.
grills, right? So it's just like,
Mhm.
hey, these cats on the block, they got gold grills. Or then
Yep.
whether if you look at the dancers, some of the dancers had do rags on, some of them had
Mhm.
hats, some of them had red hair, some of them, so it's just a variety of like, look, we can still do this, and it's
Mhm.
just like, hey, they not like us because we different, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yep.
shout out to him on his segues, transitioning and segues
Mhm.
is a huge thing in show performance. And I think that he did
Mhm.
that really well. Like he
Killed it.
teased the
Knocked
Not
it out
Like
the box.
Us. He teased it
Mhm.
like twice. I don't know. I think I caught
Yep.
two teases of the Not
Yep.
Like Us.
Yep.
Then he also was just kind of like, with the Samuel Jackson teasing some stuff in it and whatnot. I
Mhm.
think it transitioned really well. So like big ups to him. Like I was telling my wife that I really wasn't a fan of Kendrick Lamar until we saw him in person in Milwaukee, right?
Mhm.
And he put on a real show. He put on a dope show. Now,
Mhm.
is he the dancer? Is he the performer? No, he's not the performer, but he still put it together. You know what I'm saying? All the
He's a
imagery.
performer.
Hey.
I
Hey.
would
That.
disagree and say he's not a performer. He's a
Hey. He be
performer.
grooving
That
though.
don't
That little
performer and
dude be
dancer.
grooving.
No,
Performer and dancer is different.
I disagree. I mean, like he was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else made him around him, made him colder. But
But what I'm
like
saying
he ain't
is
really he
he used the set, he used the feel. You know what I'm saying? He made everything feel like he's performing it. It's not just like he's standing in one spot like this.
he
Now
stood
that's
on the
what I
car. He stood on the car and everybody came out the car. That was the cold
Bro, I'm
thing.
saying
Like
he
how
walked through the
100 people come
circle.
out of
I
a
mean,
car.
I'm saying it's a set. Like you think you saying it like he just in one spot just saying his lyrics. No, bro, he put on the whole show. How's he not a performer?
I respectfully disagree, sir.
Okay.
So now, in connection to that, we had the guest appearance from Serena on Not Like Us. She was crip walking. That was that was people was like, oh, that's a
Jab.
shot at Drake too. But he also name dropped her in the song too. So it was like it made sense. It wasn't like she just came out of nowhere and just got to crip walking
But
up
that was
here and
still a
stuff
jab
like
too,
that.
though. That was a jab
That's a
too.
huge jab. I couldn't read what his jacket said. What did his jacket say? Was his jacket
I'm
a
not
jab?
sure.
Probably was too. Who
He
knows?
said the jacket was a
The
jab. No, it
jacket was
had
probably a jab.
I think it was a PG Lane they label that jacket.
Oh,
And
okay,
like
I don't know who that is. So
that's his label. He's starting with his own artist. But he had that chain that had that letter A on there, and it's crazy because that's the logo for that. But a lot of people like, what do that have to do with the name of it? But that that letter A is part of the logo for his label. And it was some people.
the internet will make some stuff up, bro.
Yeah,
Like they say it was A minor. That's what I
because
thought.
they had some flags, and the logo got two little kids pointing up at the A. So they look at it as an A and kid, so A minor, but that's his label stuff. Like you could go on the website or Google
Okay,
the
I'm
name of his
glad you
label
said
and you'll
that.
see that image. So like, cause at first they, like you said, people was overdoing it. Like, dog, when they got a chain that say A minor on it, like, no, that's his. He officially like he's still TDE for life, but he's starting his own label separately too. So no, that ain't that
He
wasn't a
had them.
jab right there.
He had them 80 pointers on though. I'll tell you that, boss. That thing was 80 pointing, fam.
Boss.
80 pointing. Yeah. Pause.
But now still connected to the halftime show. So a couple days before the Super Bowl, his set list was released
Yeah.
to the public. It was leaked. And then academics came out and took ownership of it. He said he did that. And he said his reasoning was because he thought that the set list was whack, and it was like a way to try to get him to change it up at the last minute with hopefully not doing, not like us. So to take up to not have that song performed against Drake. So he caught a lot of flack for that. And it was crazy though that the leaked set list was the exact set list that he did perform. So Kendrick doubled down. I'm pretty sure somebody on his team got the word. It wasn't like the world knew except for him. So they probably was like, no, this is what we said we was gonna do. We gonna do it. So that was super odd to me that you never hear of a set list for a Super Bowl performer to leak in advance, and let alone it be official. Like they had it song for song exactly right on what he performed. But we kind of he still executed it.
Mm-hmm.
If my last kind of words on a halftime show is, if I'm gonna say greatest performance, me personally, I think that's like Prince when he had the Purple Rain dropping, or Beyonce. But statement, I get a performance that Kendrick just gave probably like a 7.5 or 8 on a performance. I think his statement and message and saying that the country is divided or going in the wrong direction, and basically play the game right before it's game over. This some of the symbolism. I think that's like a 10. The time it took to kind of get all of that to go in a connection with Uncle Sam. So I give it two separate grades, but we kind of talked about for a second when I mentioned the Grammys. So we can actually segue into some music talking, debating some news a little bit. We never covered the Grammys, but Kendrick Lamar got 5 Grammys for They Not Like Us. So not for an album, but for one song. This is the most Grammy award-winning rap song ever, and might be song ever. Do we think this is the greatest? I'm gonna say for me, I'm gonna lead off now. I do not think this is the greatest rap song ever, but what do we think? Like these accolades almost can't be matched, and I don't know how soon another rap song will win 5 Grammys. How do y'all feel about this song getting that?
I think our culture is different now, man. The rating system right now, it's all about gas and fire. It is a immaculate song, fam, and hats off to him. Claps, hand waves, whatever y'all want to call it. It's a dope diss record, you know what I'm saying? And it can't be denied that if this diss record got Grammys, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just talking to somebody like, hey, you didn't even hear all these diss records get 2-3 weeks of airplay on the radio before. You know what I'm saying? All these diss records that we call big diss records, it probably didn't go by 3-4 weeks. This probably gonna be played at weddings or forever. You know what I'm saying? It's super crunk, super crip walk, super do your thing to it, or whatever you want to call it. So it is a really big record. And I think, yeah, I think it's a really big record. So it it get its accolades. Salute, man.
Hayes, how you feel about Not Like Us getting 5 Grammys?
Hey, listen, I'm happy for the guy, man. It's a feat that has never been done before, right? So, man, listen, I'm just happy for him, man. Congratulations, brother. I don't think it's the greatest rap song ever, though. In my humble opinion.
I agree with you in terms of...
I feel like we put the Grammys on too high of a pedestal. Just because it won this many Grammys, that means it's the greatest song ever? No, because it's still biased in some ways. It's damn near all about how do you get a Grammy? Like, what's the criteria for winning the Grammy?
Right.
You know what
they
I'm saying?
Give you I think they do a window of time, but then it's a panel. So like you said, it still come down to human preference like an opinion by that panel. So I think the Grammys, the show itself is trying to start to get things right. Beyonce caught the country album Grammy, but what stood out to a lot of Yeah, it was some flack, but what stood out to a lot of people is Chris Brown got the Grammy for Best R&B Album for that 1111 Deluxe. And it was well deserved because a lot of people looked at him as being blackballed from the Grammys ever since the Rihanna incident that happened on Grammy night some years back. So for him to get that was real smooth though. Like, okay, he's starting to get acknowledged, and hopefully we can get him on there and performing at the Grammys and this and that. Because they had Janelle Monáe doing some Michael Jackson. She was struggling. I ain't gonna lie, she was struggling. They needed Breezy up there. He know all the moves. He wouldn't even needed to practice. But now we talking about music. We talking about Grammys. This week is whoa, real quick. I did see a conspiracy theory on that Kendrick Lamar about with him and Drake, because I guess on Family Matters, one of the first Drake lines was Kendrick keep running his mouth. Somebody hand him a Grammy right now or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like he said it. Like, hey, yeah, he probably finna just give dog a Grammy now and this and this and that. So it was a lot of people that was like, see, he called it. They know that they doing this thing. So it was a whole argument with it. He got the machine and Drake knew what was gonna happen. So I won't go down that. But it's odd though that Drake said that, and then all of a sudden he got 5 Grammys.
So, Fly, I got a question for you, dog.
Uh,
So somebody, one of my homies called me and was like, "What do you think Drake could do to get out of this?" Right?
mhm,
And I actually gave it some real thought, and I don't
uh,
think Drake can do one thing to get out of this, right? I think he
mhm,
could just continue to be Drake, because like, yes, he somewhat lost this. You could say he lost this, right? But
mhm,
I just think he has to, cause like, I think the question that was asked, are these two verses on DJ Khaled album gonna get Drake out of this, right? That was his
mhm,
question to me. And I was like, well, no, it had to be a combination of these have to be 2 fire records. The Party Next Door album has to be super fire, but I don't think it's going. I'm not expecting any big radio play from this Party Next Door album. I think these are all just like vibes from, like
mhm,
backdoor vibes or lounge chill vibes. It might be a popular song here and there. Now that the Khaled record might be single because he a
mhm.
swinger and he just single,
Yeah.
single, single. You know what I'm saying? But it's just everybody keeps asking me that question and they see it. I don't know if they just hear the
I,
podcast and they just know I'm pro Drake, but I get this in my DM every
I
couple weeks,
well,
bro.
I think you nailed it. I don't think it's one thing. I think it's a series of events. I think everything does start this Friday with Valentine's Day. If that the rumored album does act, first thing you do want it to drop, because you saying you gonna release this project, it's gonna look bad if it get pushed back, because now the narrative gonna be, oh, the Kendrick Lamar performance was so big they pushed their album back. No, if you got the album ready and it's ready to drop the album on Friday. Hopefully, and to me, my thing is to the less acknowledgement, the better in terms of this, because so much time then went by now. So like I wouldn't circle back and keep on acknowledging what happened. Um, and then also get out of the courts, get out of the courtroom, get out of the news with all of that. You're not hurting for no money, Drake. Just let that go. I would let that go, let that ride, because all that can do to me is worsen things. The more he's trying to battle with UMG, and I'm all for your rights, your independence, this and that, get what you deserve. But if you fighting this monster and it seems like it's not going your way yet, and they not backing down, at some point you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and just be like, you know what, I'm good on y'all, move on, go independent. The greatest thing to me that Drake can do, that's gonna be part of this climb back to the top, is go independent. Drake is the biggest artist out right now, regardless of how this battle went. He's still the biggest artist. He can go independent and make way more money. He don't need to have a whole bunch of uh advertisement and all this and publicity. If Drake just jump on any of his social media's platforms and just say, hey, new album dropping tomorrow, it's gonna spread like wildfire and everybody gonna get the album. So to me, go on and go independent, do your own thing, get from under that umbrella. You don't need the machine at this point. You took so much from it and they took so much from you. At this point, you a made man. You could go out and just do your own thing. But I would say stop acknowledging that situation. Kind of like with the Pusha T thing. A lot of people say Pusha T won when they had their beef going on. Drake didn't dwell on that for a long time. He just kept it moving, and guess what? People forgot about it. Pusha T exposed him for having a son in the middle of this battle. Guess what? People forgot about it and moved on. There's people that look at Drake as a great father now. So like, but the more that he focuses on it, is the more it's gonna be lingering and be there. Currently, he's on a tour right now in Australia, and they released some of the visuals. It's sold out. Is fans cheering and all this and that. People still love Drake. It's people that still want to hear Drake. People that miss Drake and want the music. But you got this whole scenery and all these fans going crazy, but you walking out to the stage in a black hoodie with bullet holes in it and smoke coming. So it's like, all right, you showing everybody you bulletproof. They tried to stop you, but you still, by doing that, you automatically making people think about the battle, thinking about they not like us and what all happened. So it's like, just stop. Just come out, be Drake. You the best at being Drake. Be Drake. Do your thing. And I would just move on. It's going to be a time where it's going to come up organically, where they going to probably have to collide again or clash, and be ready that time. But I would leave all that alone and just make this music, make whatever hit that you need to make. But like you said, it start with the Party Next Door collab album, then with the DJ Khaled thing. When he announced that he had 2 new Drake songs, they said that Drake commented on a post and was said, Drake who? It must be Drake Bell. And if you don't know who Drake Bell is a white actor from Nickelodeon that also be singing and stuff, like basically saying, no, bro, I ain't clearing nothing. And then Khaled deleted the post. But if you think about it, Khaled is on Epic. And this is me doing my little music industry dive. He's on Epic. Epic is the same label that has Future. Remember, a Future project is what kind of started all of this. So if I'm Drake, I ain't in a rush to give Epic, that record label, none of my slaps, none of my hits, none of my nothing. Like, no, y'all not getting, I ain't clearing nothing with Epic right now until we back good. And I don't know how soon that's going to be. So Khaled, no, you got them songs, but I'm not clearing them. You're not going to be able to use them songs. And also Khaled is big of a voice that he has. Where was he at in the middle of the beef? He wasn't stepping out to the forefront and shouting out Drake, because I think he was compromised. Khaled messed with Future. Khaled messed with Rick Ross and all these other people. So if you're gonna be neutral, then don't try to run out and use me to launch your project. If you didn't have my back like up front and out in the public, then no, you don't have these 2 new Drake songs, my guy. You gonna have to find another one. Better figure it out. Like, no.
Khaled was always, I got a Drake record. You know, he always was pro Drake and just pro anybody, because he needed everybody, because he can't just rap and talk through the whole album himself. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think that's gonna be different. That's definitely gonna be different. But I'm eager to see what comes to play out of all of this, for sure.
Yeah, man. I definitely. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but I know Drake cold. At the end of the day, I'd be lying if I got on here and was like, man, Drake weak. Drake ain't never been weak. Like, since he hit the mainstream, no matter what he do, he ain't flopped or did none of that. Has he lost a battle, in my opinion? Yeah, he lost a battle, but
he still got them number ones than Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like, at the end of the day, if you know me, you know Hov, arguably one of my favorite rappers. He like 1B to Pac, and Hov lost a battle to Nas, and he's still up there. So it's like, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It all go by like, what's your rollout for the battle, and everybody ain't built like that for battles. So it's like, it is what it is. But now that we talking about music, we talked about the Party Next Door and Drake album that's coming out. Also last week we had my guy drop Life is Beautiful, which is 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz and Larry June and Alchemist. I could dig it. I liked it, but like I said, I'm biased. I think the beat selection was straight, because Alchemist will get to alchemy and sometimes, and to get a little too East Coasters with the beats. But I think Chainz and Larry June is a nice combination. They complemented each other well. I won't do a big deep dive on it, because I know we don't got the whole gang here right now. But I did want to acknowledge that dropped. So check out Life is Beautiful. That title track itself and the intro track, man, it's some tunes on there.
I Been got me on repeat, bro.
Yeah,
I got I Been on repeat.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's some jams.
Hearing Chainz on that smooth, laid back, it's relaxing. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
And Chainz kind of swagging up to kind of do it too, dog. So like, you know, and then you'll hear the hey.
Yeah.
Once in a while, dog. So it's a vibe, dog. I was bumping
Where
it
are
all week in Houston.
I like that. Where are all the good girls that make bad choices?
Oh my God, that's a T-shirt, boss. That's a T-shirt. Thank you, Chains.
There you go.
Thank you.
Run it.
Yeah. It's already in the
Dog.
works, dog. It's already in the works.
Man,
Where the
oh,
good girls
yeah,
at that
yo.
make bad choices, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, give me send me one of them to the side, man.
They say less, dog. That's an everyday struggle, boss.
Speaking of the good girls, this Friday is Valentine's Day. Y'all celebrate Valentine's Day, man?
Wow, that's really an interesting question because we just kind of got into it about. I said, do we celebrate Valentine's Day? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, did we celebrate Sweetie's Day? She said, when was that?
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm potting that whole convo. Potting, No. So we do celebrate it, man. You know, even if, it's not about giving, it's kind of all about just showing love and just it gives us another reason to kind of, date your wife and treat her how she's supposed to be treated. So yeah, we'll definitely go out and do something. Maybe something to eat. We don't really go super hard. I don't really like do the extravagant thing, but we go out to eat. We step away from the kid for a little bit and whatnot, and we'll definitely get some us time in there.
Man, that's what's up, man. Same over here, man. We got the sitter locked in. Shout out to the in-laws, man. We gonna try to check out that Captain America movie, man. That come out on Friday. We gonna try to check that out and then probably go get something to eat. I know we tell each other we ain't exchanging gifts, but then I always go get something. That's a perfect day. Hey, life hack, fellas. Say y'all ain't exchanging gifts. Get the gift. Get the gift.
Get the gift.
Get the gift. Get that gift, man. Hey, you ain't got to spend too much. Just get something to let her know. Hey, man, I'm thinking about you. I love you. We locked in. Ain't no switching up. Just get her the car. Get her the gift. Get her that little candy that she like. You know what I'm saying, man? She might treat you right after that, man. Treat her right, man.
Pull it out late, too. Pull it out late. You pull it out late and make it seem like you ain't have it. Hey, that's a chicken dinner. That's a chicken dinner on the side, man. When a chicken
I like
dinner.
That. See, I like that. See, I usually, when I sneak and get her a gift, I try to wake up early and just have it somewhere where I know she's going to be, so she just walk up on it and make it feel like it's Christmas. But I'm going to try that late gift. I ain't tried the late gift.
Oh, babe, I just wanted to let you know you really mean a lot to me. Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Guess what? Oh, you didn't just run to the store and get it. Make sure you do some kind of timestamp on it, too.
Okay,
make sure you sign it like, hey, babe, I'm up this morning early thinking about you. Blase. So she'd be like, dang, he put some thought into that.
Free game out there. Free game
for the...
Hey, what's your views on Valentine's Day, man? You celebrate it out there, or you still living life? I know you living life.
At this particular moment, I ain't celebrating it. But in the past, of course, yeah, women are, they'll be offended, and you don't celebrate. You don't celebrate? What? You tripping? But
so that means you got that benefit of celebrating the 13th and the 15th. You know what I'm talking about? I know about that 13 and that 15.
You funny, dog.
They call him the cleanup man.
Splackavelli,
everyone, he say, oh, Splackavelli.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. I used to be that nigga that go and go get the 50% off the Valentine's Day gift, chocolate.
That's
and all that.
the 15th man.
Yeah.
Slide up in Walgreens on the 15th, feeling like a millionaire in there. Everything half off.
Half off, baby.
I was thinking about you, but I couldn't make it yesterday.
Hey, man, I had to jump back in when you was talking about the June, man. It's smooth. I just had to say that. I had to put that in there. Pause.
Oh, yeah, man. That June. Hey. Good job, Larry. Good job, Chains.
Yeah, they snap. But yeah, Valentine's Day, not so much these days.
I'd rather see it on TV than to see it in person.
You hear me?
My head hurting.
When them dirties be bursting.
Oh, man. Dog. Man, and now we done came to a close, man. This was a real good show, man. What y'all got planned for this week? We talked about Valentine's Day. Y'all got anything else going on this week?
And I have nothing, man. I got to get back to my life, man. I've been on vacation for a week and a couple of days, so I'm just getting back to it, man. Trying to get back, swing back into the real world. I need a vacation from my vacation, to be honest with you, man. But I need to build that in next time I go on vacation. But other than that, man, I'm just laying low, trying to stay out the way. Like I said, we got the All My Exes Live in Texas shirt just dropped, commemorating the statewide Texas tour that we went on just last weekend. So that they are live on the website. Check us out. We got small through 3X. We got a white version and a black version. Other than that, man, just living, stack praying, and staying out the way.
Yes, sir. Hayes, what you got going on?
Man, I'm back, like he said, man, back to reality, man. Back in the classroom tomorrow. Solo dolo. My co-teacher's sick. She out sick and whatnot, so she went home today, man. So I gotta get back to it. My kids miss me. I miss them low key. They thought I moved to Texas. I told them I was moving to Texas.
Man, it's something going on out there, man.
Friday, and I ended up, dang.
Good old heebie-jeebies is out there, man. It'll take you away. It'll stop you right in your tracks and just take you.
What the heck?
Say,
It's a tutorial. You got mentors. Yeah.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Got mentors. Yeah, got mentors.
Hey, I ain't got nothing going on, man, this week. I do want to shout out my baby girl. She just won her second volleyball championship this past weekend. So shout out to my baby girl, Yane. Yeah, man, she was out there doing her thing. She had a little stretch where she ran off 4 points straight on the serve. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my baby girl, man. She number, yeah, man. She number 24. Her nickname is what they call her on her team, the Gold Mamba. Yeah, man, baby girl out there enjoying that volleyball. Yeah, man, the season came to a close. She won the fall championship and the winter championship. But other than that, I'm setting up to do this, and I need to say it on here so I hold myself accountable. I'm setting up my Dude with the Shoes content. I got the first 2 videos or pieces of content planned out, but I need to just sit down and do it and make it so I can launch that, man. The N.U.B.Y World Network, this umbrella is huge. We got a lot of things coming up, a lot of partnerships, collaboration. We got Save the Children, we got Gooder. And man, it's been a great show. And I'm gonna leave y'all with the tagline, be gooder, because good ain't good enough. So always save the children and never underestimate Black youth. We out of here, episode 6. We out. Say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.